530.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. The heat is on for the next couple of days. Feels like temperatures could go above 100 in some areas. That's why we've declared a severe weather alert day. Chief Meteorologist Paige Noel is in downtown at Thursday Night Live with the latest. Paige?
Yeah, Steve, I'm just trying to enjoy the weather right now while I can, because I promise tomorrow and even into your Saturday, well, you're not going to want to be outside. But it's a gorgeous evening here in downtown London. I'll go ahead and take you to a few other areas they're dealing with. Maybe a few more of those showers. As we look up into the Mountain Parkway, you'll noticing sunshine over there. A few clouds here and there. And even as we go ahead and take a look at satellite and radar, we've just seen those pop-up showers and storms throughout the day as the remnants of Barry continue to push off and pushing off to the east of us. You'll notice as we go ahead and scan the sky, still dealing with a few of those pop-up showers and storms. But hey, if you're getting those, well, you're getting a nice little cool down, because here in London, we are definitely feeling the heat. Check out those temperatures in anywhere from about those low 80s to those mid to upper 80s. If you're dealing with those rains, might be even closer to those 70s if you're dealing with the rain looking over into parts of maybe Pikeville and over into Wise. Feels like temperatures, check it out, feeling like the lower 90s here in London, so I promise it's definitely feeling hot and humid. But when the sun goes behind the clouds, a little bit of a breeze, it's not too terrible out there. Not feeling too bad in some other areas, like I said, that is dealing with the rain chances and a little bit of that cloud cover as well. The dangerous heat really arrives, though, as we head into your Friday and into your Saturday. Good news is, though, cold front arrives, brings us more rain, which is some bad news. But the good news for that is those cooler temperatures arrive, and I promise cooler air is on the way. That dangerous heat arriving tomorrow. I'll have a look at that full forecast coming up in just a few short minutes.
All right, Paige. Great 80s song playing behind you by George Harrison. Well, on Sunday, July 7th, the Baker family watched their home burn to the ground. Everything they had and loved was left in ruins. Today, the school community at R.W. Combs Elementary in Perry County came together to hold a spaghetti dinner to help raise money for the family. WYMT's Will Puckett was there.
This is what is left of the Baker home in Leslie County.
It was devastating, to say the least. I couldn't imagine.
The father, Josh Baker, is the principal at R.W. Combs, and his school family is coming together.
She gave us that idea because it's a lot of work, but it's easy at the same time, easy money. So that was just one of the things that we wanted to, I guess, kick off the fundraisers for the Bakers, was with a dinner.
Filling these boxes and these bags with suppers to take across Perry County, hoping to help one of their own who always helps them.
He helps everybody, staff and students, and it's the least we could do is to help him back.
It is a family, and when a member goes down, you help them out. Whether it is with noodles or desserts, it's all about the lives you impact.
Just wanted to support them and help them and just give back. We're a community that gives back.
Just an hour in, close to 400 meals dished out. A family is helping one of their own.
In this community, we do have a lot of community support. A lot of people here at the school, the staff members, kids. We even have kids here today that's helping and volunteering their time. It means a lot to see everybody coming together.
Coming together for someone who would do the same. In Perry County, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
There will be additional fundraisers for the family, including one at McDonald's on the bypass in Hazard, July 30th. A 9/11 first responder is blasting 2 Republican senators over the September 11th Victim Compensation Fund. There is a bill in the Senate right now that would make sure there is enough money set aside to cover that fund through 2090. Kentucky Republican Senator Rand Paul and Senator Mike Lee from Utah both blocked a move yesterday that would pass the bill with unanimous consent. They question the bill's high price tag and want to offset the cost. They also have some concerns over how to prevent fraud and abuse, but John Field, a 9/11 first responder, says there is no excuse.
But they're hypocrites at best because, not only the hypocrites, they're bottom feeders, they're opportunists. These are men that voted for the $1 trillion tax cut. You cannot cherry pick and choose when you want to be a fiscal conservative. That's shame on him. That's not even about politics anymore. We're talking about being a good human being.
Now, a spokeswoman for Senator Paul says the senator is not blocking anything and is simply offering an amendment which other senators support to pay for this legislation. Retired Justice John Paul Stevens will lie in repose in the Great Hall of the Supreme Court on Monday. Members of the public will be able to pay their respects. He died Tuesday evening in Florida. The 99-year-old was at Holy Cross Hospital in Fort Lauderdale following a stroke. Stevens was nominated to the Supreme Court by President Gerald Ford in 1975. He retired at the age of 90, clearing the way for President Barack Obama to nominate Justice Elena Kagan. 2 weeks ago, the Big Blue Nation lost one of its all-time greats. Jared Lorenzen died at the age of 38. UK football head coach Mark Stoops talked about him at today's SEC football kickoff. Sports director Marcus Browning has more in our Big Blue coverage. Marcus?
Yeah, Steve, SEC Media Days is typically a time for teams and fans to get excited about the upcoming season. But with a loss like Jared Lorenzen, there was a somber moment during this afternoon's news conference for Mark Stoops. He reflected on what Jared meant to the Kentucky program and the Big Blue Nation. And he talked about how this year's quarterback Terry Wilson is planning on doing something special.
He was beloved throughout her community, the Big Blue Nation. He was a terrific person and father, and that was a big loss to us. And when Terry called me right away or texted me right away and asked me what I thought about that, my immediate response was that'd be a great idea. To honor him, to recognize him, to wear his number in the opener. So I'm all for that.
The Wildcat season opener is against the Toledo Rockets at the very end of next month. It's the first meeting between those two programs. Game will take place up at Kroger Field on August 31st at noon. I'll have plenty more from the Wildcats down in Birmingham coming up just a few minutes in sports. Steve.
All right, Marcus, thank you. Today at the Laurel County Library, the celebration for the moon landing anniversary started a bit early. In the auditorium, a Curiosity Dome takes you on a trip through space with educational and interactive shows. They explained how the universe was formed, the rotation of planets, and why the landing on the moon 50 years ago was so important.
We were very excited because coming up is the 50th anniversary of the moon landing, and we thought the Curiosity Dome would be a wonderful way to tie that in and give children a chance to learn about our solar system and our universe.
The Curiosity Dome will be open until 7 o'clock tonight, and the library will hold a celebration for the moon landing anniversary on Saturday. Tomorrow, Kentucky lawmakers will gather for a special session to discuss Kentucky's pension system. Governor Matt Bevin's official proclamation was signed just hours ago by Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes. Hillary Thornton explains the key points that led to the calling of the special session.
Pension discussion that we're having, as I said, is just the beginning.
Yesterday, during a candidate forum, Governor Matt Bevin briefly discussing what has been a big topic for the state in recent months. During the regular session, lawmakers passing a bill to help regional universities and quasi-agencies deal with a looming pension contribution rate that many say is unsustainable. However, Governor Bevin deciding not to sign it into law.
The reason I vetoed that bill was because it was illegal, because it took paychecks away from people that were retired if their former employer stopped making their pension contribution.
Then shortly after vetoing the bill, the governor putting forward his own version, including a one-year freeze at the current contribution rate, as well as providing options for the groups to choose to either stay in the state system or to leave the system. While the vote margin is slim, his office believing they do have enough votes committed to get it passed, which is why lawmakers will gavel into special session Friday morning. And in statements released regarding the special session, both the House Speaker and Senate President echoing the governor's belief that all of this is just a first step.
Even this special session doesn't deal with the true cost of the pension. People talk about this surplus, this monies that came, which indeed did because the economy is working well. 155 extra million going into the pension system. That's less than 25 ten-thousandths of 1% of what we currently owe right now.
In Frankfort, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
The special session begins tomorrow at 8 a.m. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, since the death of Cecil the Lion, animal trophies have become a controversial subject here in the U.S. Up next, hear what Congress is doing to try and prevent trophy hunting.
And if you think it's hot now, just wait until your Friday and Saturday. I'll look at that very hot forecast coming up in just a few short minutes.